Welcome, race fans, to the SimWorld Racing Network's presentation of the Quick Finishers Racing League AutoServ 156 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I'm your host, David Hara, and we have the co-hostess with the mostest, David Lurfano. Dave, man, we had an exciting race last week in Daytona. I say restrictor plate racing, but I mean drafting type super speedway racing. This is super speedway racing on a 1.5-mile track at Atlanta Motor Speedway. What should we expect from the race tonight?
Yeah, I think it's going to be wild here at Atlanta. It is, I guess, restrictor plate racing, but with a twist. It's a little different. It's not, like the big packs. I think you get a little bit of separation. It's just a different form of restrictor plate racing. It's going to be fun and wild.
Yeah, and last week for Daytona, it got wild as well. I mean, all the way to the last lap as we saw Louis Clark, our buddy from England, win that thing. I believe he was like P6 or P8 coming out of turn 4, and these guys kind of piled him up in the front. I think there was a misjudged block from the lead. They cut the 3 and the 41, I believe. Got them caught up, and then it just caught up a whole bunch of people. Louis was able to go low towards pit road, missed that thing, get back on track, and win that Daytona 500 miler. Not a full-length race according to NASCAR tonight, but we still have 234 miles, 156 laps here at Atlanta. Again, like you say, this is a little bit different because you do see some tire wear here. You do see the packs start to split up a little bit, but you still need friends here, yes?
Oh, absolutely. I think you'll still see the 2, sometimes even 3 wide here, like you see at Daytona. But yeah, you're gonna try to find your friends or the drivers that you draft well with, just like you were at Daytona. Those guys are, someone can better at pushing you or getting pushed. Those are the guys you're gonna want to go with. So similar but a little different, and I think the folks at home will see that as if any of these people tuned in to watch Daytona, they're going to see that it's similar but a little bit different, a little bit of twist and turn to it here in Atlanta, and a lot tighter quarters.
Yeah, well, buckle up, as it looks like we currently have 19 drivers thus far, and sometimes we do get a few late entries into these, as as guys and gals are getting home from their day-to-day life, getting in the sim, getting booted up here. Practice is underway. Curtis Auburn's currently the fastest out there right now with a 29:45, about a tenth better than second place Tyler Nelson. Tyler Nelson, rookie, he got a third place finish there last. Was it third place? Yeah, third place finish last week, a podium finish at Daytona. So good on him, and looks like he's carrying some speed with him here today.
Yeah, it's good to see Tyler. Like they said last week, very, very green through iRacing. Only been iRacing here for a couple months or so. Pulled off a podium finish there last week at Daytona. See what he can do here tonight. But yeah, sitting P2 on the board on the timesheet. So yeah, good so far for Tyler. Looking forward to see what he can do here at Atlanta.
Yeah, absolutely. And we take a look high over above the Atlanta Motor Speedway. You can see weather temperature is 78 degrees Fahrenheit, 45% humidity, partly cloudy skies, 2-mile-an-hour wind, shouldn't cause any problems. Track temperature is 106 degrees around this 1.52-mile track at an altitude of 772 feet. So you have all that good track data. Let's get down by the track, check out some of these guys running around, maybe get a view of some of these paint schemes as we get going. I had someone in the studio messing with me here, and pranksters, I guess, so I do apologize at home for that. As that cameraman's on break, apparently. All right. As this is the AutoServ 156, you see the 75 AutoServ car right there. They stacked them up for a little bit of looks like some restart practice here. As we cycle through.
And these guys here at QFRL love doing this in the practice. Call it a pit road party. Everyone come down, turn some laps as a group, get prepared for the race tonight. Always fun to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. But they do tend to race a lot harder in practice than what happens in the real race because, you only get one quick repair here. I believe we've got 5 sets of tires to run this race. One quick repair, so if you damage your vehicle too much, you have to use that up. You don't get it again if you get caught up a second time.
Yeah, absolutely. You get one shot at it, and after that, you're on your own.
And these speeds, again, when we show you the practice speeds, keep in mind that this is in the draft, which is an indicator of speed. However, it may not actually show you what the qualifying efforts are going to look like because they're going to be qualifying in single car runs here. So we see Tyler Nelson also in that AutoServ 85 car. So running very similar paint schemes here, or at least the same sponsors between the Nelsons. Tyrone Yo in the number 2 Chevy this week. Apex on the hood of that car. So we've got about 7 minutes left in this practice session. As they see the 6 kind of get up just a little bit into another car there, but he saves it. Everybody saves it. No harm, no foul. Again, this is practice. They'll roll out the back up if they need to, and make sure they have a car for the entry of this race for sure.
Yeah, they like to push the limits here in practice. I think most of us do. You gotta find the limit, right? You gotta find what you can and cannot do. And no better time to do that than in practice.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to make sure that that you do find that edge, that very edge that you can ride on here, because you're going to need every bit of that speed, every bit of the pushing, the beating, the banging that you can to help you, and you're pushing somebody else to help yourself. But you have to be able to do that and do that in such a way, do it to perfection, because if you upset the car in front of you, you could likely tie yourself up in a wreck. And you don't want that to happen, as we see some guys have a little bit of issue off to the side there, corner of our eye. The two get up into the wall.
This track is plenty wide enough for 3 wide, not 4 wide like we just saw there, but plenty wide enough. It just it is a lot more narrow than a place like Daytona, Talladega. So even though it is wide enough, I don't think you're going to see that move that often tonight. But it can be done.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, if you're in the Charlestown, West Virginia, not Charleston, West Virginia. Well, if you're in Charleston, West Virginia, make your drive up to Charlestown. Get your auto work done there. AutoServ is the best in the business in Charlestown. Be sure to check them out. They can take care of just about anything you need done to your maintenance-wise, to your vehicles, your fleets, whatever you need. Be sure and give them a shout there. Just look them up again. That's in Charlestown, West Virginia. So if you're in any of the surrounding areas or happen to be passing through there and, I want to get a little tune-up while I'm in town, go check them out. AutoServ. Oh, wow, what a crash. They wadded them up there. The 82 and I believe that was the 27 got a piece of that. Oh. Debris on the track. It's exciting to see these guys get at it in practice. And when they get at it in the race, they'll probably be calm. So I'm going to go ahead and make one of those guesstimates like we do, the speculations as we call them. I guess it is speculating, but I'm guessing the first part of this race is probably going to be very calm. Maybe right up until, I would say, 10 to go in the stage. Do you happen to know what our stage breaks are, Dave? I think...
I believe... Let me check on that. Sorry, folks. Stages tonight are lap 36 and 96.
Yeah, so that's interesting because 36 and 96. So that second run's going to be 60 laps, right? Yeah, well, give or take minus the caution flag laps. And a fuel run here, we're being told, is somewhere between 36 and 41 laps. So they could probably run out the first stage on the fuel that they have from the start if it stays green. However, that second stage, you're definitely going to have a pit stop. So if it stays green through that and you have a green flag pit stop, or if the green flag pit stops occur and a caution comes out, there's so many different scenarios that can unfold here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like you said, the first stage they'll be able to make it on fuel. Second stage there will have to be a stop, whether it's under green or yellow. But yeah, and then they'll run it out from there. So definitely at least let's see, 1, 2, 3, at least 3, maybe 4 pit stops tonight, I believe.
All right, yeah, they're running on 60% fuel here, folks, as this is a 60% race. 60% of the NASCAR scheduled laps in a race. 5 sets of tires, 1 quick repair, just to help if somebody else has an incident and you get caught up in it. I see some new names here. We've got the Elijah in the 37. Who else do we have? A couple.
See.
Yeah, you got Leonardo Elijah in the 37. I don't think we've seen him here before. You got looks like I know I'm gonna really butcher this one, but we're gonna go with it anyway. And that's Miklos Radanovics. I'm sure that's not how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I don't think I will be able to pronounce that.
Oh no, that's you know who that is. That's Rada.
Oh, that is
Zulu. That makes sense.
Rada, yeah,
that's
okay.
Rada. So
brother,
we
right?
we did have the guys switch to their actual names. So Rada in the 89, and then his brother usually drives the 98, but I do not see the 98.
The 98
Zulu.
is here.
Yeah,
Zulu is
Zulu.
here. Yes. So Zulu and Miklo. I don't know.
Yeah. So Rada. These guys are from Turkey. I believe it's Turkey, isn't it, Dave?
I believe so.
So it's pretty late where they're at, but they come and join us here on Friday nights for the Quick Finishers Racing League. If you're interested in joining a league like this, be sure to check out Quick Finisher Racing League on Facebook.com. Just search QFRL. You'll find them. It's pretty simple to find. And shoot them a message. It's a good group of guys. We race with them in the All-American Racing League as well. These guys are great to race with. It's always competitive racing, so be sure and check them out over there.
Yeah, this is week 2 of a full-length schedule, so very early in the season. Like you said, Louis Clark won the Daytona 500 last weekend, or last Friday, I should say. Unfortunately for Louis, he is from the UK and he does not race every race. So tonight it looks like most of the regulars are here. Louis Clark is not here. So yeah, Louis likes to run when he can, and another congrats to him on winning the Daytona 500. But
yeah, and congrats on the new baby. That kind of keeps him a little busy too,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah. And tonight we'll have a new winner since Louis Clark is not here. So.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're gonna jump down trackside for some pre-race stuff before qualifying gets underway and completed here. So just bear with us here for just a minute.
Please rise if you're able and remove your hat as the United States Navy Band performs our national anthem.
All right, we're back here live. You've got Dave and Dave here in the booth for SimWorld Racing Network. This is the Quick Finisher Racing League, QFRL, for the AutoServ 156 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Thank you once again to the U.S. Naval Band for their performance of the national anthem for this race. So, Dave, we're getting ready. I believe qualifying is underway down there on track now.
And interesting, it's group qualifying. I'm not sure if that's what they're going to do each and every week, or if it was a mistake, or just group qualifying for here at Atlanta. We'll have to figure that one out.
You know, sometimes that happens where, but yeah, they're all taking track together. So I don't know. Maybe they made that decision, not sure, or they saw that it was group qualifying and said, you know what, let's just go at it anyway. But let's check out some of the speeds as these guys are making their way around.
Yeah, it looks like right now Sean Horlander is at the top of the charts with a 30.23, followed by Curtis Sovereign with a 30.30. But some drivers have not hit the track yet, so all live, probably will change here shortly.
Yeah, it's interesting that they decided to go with this. That's not usually... Oh, I'm getting a little bit of hiccup going on here with something. There we are. And so the cameras here for this particular track have had some issues, and unfortunately they do hang up from time to time. So we really apologize for that. We did the All-American Racing League Truck Series here, had kind of a similar issue, and was unable to get that corrected. But we're still gonna bring it to you. You're not gonna miss a thing here. Just apologize if it does get a little bit silly looking from time to time. Some of these cameras will work for a bit, and then all of a sudden they'll just be off in the field somewhere as we see Rada move to the top of the board. In that 89 car, as he was getting a draft off the 41, and the AutoServ car of, I believe that's the 75. Now Rada decides to drop off. Michael Bover is in second currently. Third is Michael Kerjelak. Fourth, we have James Nelson in the 75 AutoServ car. Now that's already changed up again. Greg Barnett and Gregory Robinson, drafting together, have jumped up to the top of the field. So when you do group qualifying, what tends to happen here is you're going to look for that pack that's going to be, you're going to try to time getting out on track to where these guys are going to pass you, and you're going to be about 4 or 5 cars behind them, maybe hooked up with another driver is what you'd really like, so that you and that other driver can get a really good run on these cars that have a larger pack. Wouldn't you say, Dave?
Yeah, you definitely want to, have a little bit of a run so you can, max out as much speed as possible. That looks like maybe what some of these drivers like Greg Barnett, Gregory Robinson were able to do here in group qualifying.
Unfortunately, that has hung my HUD again, Dave. I don't know why it continues to do this. I have camera controls, but my data isn't coming up. So let me see if I can find out why. I better get this out of the way during this qualifying than to get it out during the race. So I do apologize, folks, but I'm going to have to address this right quick. You get to see a little bit of the behind the scenes with what we have to do here. Sometime when you're talking about the digital world, this is kind of the way it goes, but we're going to go ahead and drop that out. See if we can get it back here.
And it does look as if qualifying has come to an end here.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get ready for the grid.
Like Greg Barnett will be our pole sitter tonight. The 2972.
2972. There we are. We have the standings up. Now, hopefully this stays with us, folks, and I won't have to do that again. We'll just have to see how it goes here. Barnett, let's go ahead and do a full field rundown here right quick. give us some qualifying data. All right, so Greg Barnett is your pole sitter with Gregory Robinson in second. Rada is third. Michael Bover is fourth. Michael Kerjelak fifth. James Nelson will roll off sixth. In the seventh position is Benjamin Campbell. Eighth is Larry Stubblefield. Ninth is Sean Horlander. And Zulu rounds out your top 10.
Yeah, rolling off 11th will be Curtis Sobran. 12th goes to Mark Holofield. 13th goes to Michael Boone. 14th, Nathan Christensen. 15th, Leonardo Elijah. 16th, Tommy Osborne. 17th will be Tyrone Yo Jr. 18th goes to Eric Thornton. 19th goes to James Bowden. And rounding out your field in the 20th position will be Tyler Nelson.
And Tyler was fast with the other cars in practice. So, maybe that's where he would like to be. Kind of out of trouble early, ride back there, learn something from these guys in front of you here. First time at Atlanta, second time racing in a league or in competitive racing at all. So, as we see the cars start to roll off here, pace car rolls off with Greg Barnett and Gregory Robinson, the Gregs, in 1-2.
Yeah, we're going to have an all-Greg front row.
Yeah, an all-Greg front row. That's a
Michael
first.
Michael Bover, good run for him. Going to pull off P3.
We are about to drop. So we're going to do one pace lap here, folks, and then we're going to drop the green flag on this bad boy. Get this thing underway here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Buckle your seatbelt. This is going to be one heck of a ride. I'm ready. The drivers here of the Quick Finisher Racing League are ready, at least as ready as they're going to be able to be at this point. And I hope you're ready at home. If the pace car is off, I'll finish that statement in just a minute. First start will be on the green flag. Every start after that will be on the leader. And here we go. The 38 is off. 38 gets a little pull. Good push by the 89, giving him a little bit of drafting help off into turn one. Pulling along the 41, Michael Kerjelak. The outside lane did not get going all that well. Gregory Robinson drops down to the inside lane. Dave?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be single file here through the top 5 on the bottom of the racetrack. Now make it 6 single file.
The 48 got really loose back in the pack there as he's dropping like a rock to the back.
I was going to say it looked like these guys maybe wanted to be a little patient, but as you see the 6, just like he did in Daytona, jumping to that outside lane, trying to get to the front.
Looks like Arata jumped up there too. So these two guys may be able to get hooked up here. 6 is a good pusher. Now the 24 is up there in line with them as well. So they may get this outside rocking a little early here. Kind of broke up that inside lane a little bit as there's a gap between the 3 and the 41. 41 is blocking a little high, decides to go back down in front of the 3. Oh, I thought they were going to make it 3 wide there. I thought that 3 was getting a little better run than he did.
Yeah, Rada in that 89, leading that outside lane, trying to get that outside lane, get him some momentum, try to get up here towards the front. You get the 6, who's, like you said, is a great pusher in Curtis Sobran up there in P4 behind Rada.
Oh, wow, the 24 got super loose there. Going to lose that position to that 88 of Eric Thornton. We've seen Eric Thornton here. He's a pretty fast cat. Week in and week out in this league as well. A lot of fast drivers here. A lot of fast drivers.
Yeah, I'll definitely be looking for the 88 of Eric Thornton to make a lot of bold moves here tonight, just like he did in Daytona last week. Looks like he's going to be hung out there as the 6 of Sobran and the 89 of Rada clear to the bottom.
Yeah, the 88's side drafting really hard on this 38. He's hoping for that 24 to get to him in time. That side drafting works great, except for, we in the digital world here, we have what we call net code, where the systems will think that you're going to collide, and will anticipate that and make you actually wreck. So you got to be really, really careful. Hope everybody's internet connection is working properly to prevent that from happening, as the 6 is nosed out just ahead of that 89 of Rada.
Yeah, now we're going to be side by side, 4 rows deep now. That outside lane getting a little bit of traction, a little momentum up there.
'24 of Sean Horlander seems to get really, really big push center off. Did the 48 that time. Let's jump back here, see what we're seeing back here in the pack just a little bit. As you're going to have some drivers back here around Nathan Christensen, Tyler. These guys are still hanging in there, not really losing the draft any, just kind of laying back a few seconds here, ride this thing out, and try to survive for another day, right? Because the last thing you want is to get caught up in something early and it ruined your whole day. As we have a new leader, Eric Thornton is to the front as they're 3 wide for second place. The moment I go look in the back, they start doing this craziness in the front. But we're back up front with the leaders, folks. They're now 2 by 2 behind the 88 of Eric Thornton. All right, so this is only lap 8. You're definitely getting your money's worth here, folks. So be sure to smash that thumbs up button for us. Subscribe to the channels. We have racing here 3 nights a week between the QFRL and the AARL. As we see the 6 go to the inside, a hard bump by 24. He has to check up. Comes to the inside, takes out Rada and someone else in that. My goodness. We have some wrecked race cars. Let's see if I can find us a replay. I see the yellow. I'm not really getting a wreck event here, but we're going to see.
Yeah, it looks like Sean Horlander. He tried pushing, got a little out of shape, and just a little wobble.
Let's see if we can get up with this. My scoring and timing did not show me a wreck event, but we know there was one as we see it here in slow-mo. Okay, we're going to speed it up just a little bit. Okay, it goes up the track. Like I said, that push I saw earlier kind of gets that push up, but now he's going to get to the back of the 88, gives him a push, has to check up out of that, gets caught by that blue car, the 48 maybe of Beauvais. 24 is backwards. So we had a few involved in that. Looks like Curtis Sauber is down pit lane as well.
Yeah, as well as Michael Beauvais. He chose to make a stop here. Kind of looking at Curtis to see what he's going to do here.
Nathan Christensen's in. Sean Horlander is in. Looks like Curtis Sauber is now leaving pit lane. We had a few takers here. Here on lap 10 is when they pitted. So this is now lap 11 of 156. Here in the QFRL Cup Series.
The 38 of Greg Barnett is out there riding around with no nose on that car, no front bumper on that car.
That's what I'm seeing too, Dave. That's pretty tough, because what that will do, as you see a good look at it here, and that Speed Society number 38 machine there has no front bumper. He's going to need to be tucked up against somebody or get that fixed. Because if he tries to lead this thing, it's just not going to go.
Yeah, I think he has to come down pit road here. I don't know if maybe he just didn't know that he's missing the front bumper, but hopefully someone has let him know so he can hit pit road.
As they say, he better ask somebody.
Yeah, let's see.
Somebody axed the front of that car for sure. It's definitely torn the bumper off of it.
Yeah, it looks like he is coming to pit road now.
Well, maybe he was able to peek out of the corner of his eye and see the stream and be like, oh, man, I better get that straightened. So you're welcome, Greg. You're welcome. All right, that was our pole sitter. Back up front, we have Eric Thornton in that ARA number 88 machine. followed by Ben Campbell. He's looking for a sponsor, folks, on this number 27 Ford. So if you're interested in any sponsorship for any of these cars that you see tonight, or sponsoring a race or the series, again, go to facebook.com, search out QFRL, hit him up a message and say, hey, I like that 27 car. He doesn't have a sponsor. What do I need to do? How can I get a hold of Ben Campbell to get my business displayed on that car? And you know what? Maybe he's interested in doing that for you for a small fee. Who knows?
It looks like the lights are out on the pace car.
All right, lights are out. Getting ready to get going here. We will go next time by. Now, the way this works, folks, if you're just joining us or just getting into the sport a little bit, painted on the wall is a Geico blue banner, and it's usually down on the inside of the track as well. But on restarts, the way this works is the lead car gets to anywhere within that Geico restart zone, they get to press the loud pedal. Once they press their loud pedal, it's go time. Green flag is out at that point. It's time to go. So everybody else, if anybody else goes, then they jump to restart. So they really got to be paying attention to what he does and try to keep up with him. So you'll likely see him get a little bit of a jump here. Not always good on these drafting style tracks. He's in that Geico restart zone and gets a jump, just a little one. 27 gets a good restart on the outside as it does the 41. Rada to the inside, that 89, able to stay right with the 88, and they are going to prevail as two cars are faster than the separation of those two cars behind them. 27.
Yeah, just like we saw in the initial start, it's a single file through the top 5 or 6 here, right on the bottom of the racetrack. See who the first car is going to be to jump out there on that outside.
Yeah, I'm real curious to go back here to where Curtis Sauberman is. Because he was the first to jump to the outside earlier. I was just waiting to see if he was going to be jumping to the outside to work his way back to the front. But, you know, Leonardo, Elijah, a bunch of these guys, Sean Horlander, Tyler Nelson, Nathan Christensen, Greg Barnett, these guys must have had a little hiccup on the start there, as they're already 2 seconds behind this front pack.
Yeah, and we see that on, super speedways, which I guess this technically is a super speedway now. So sometimes a lot of these drivers will kind of hang out at the back, but with the stage points and playoff points on the line, I think you'll see here in the next, handful of laps before that first stage break, these drivers near the back might start tightening it up to try to grab some valuable stage points out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are 20 laps away from that pay window. So on lap 36, will be a caution flag will be thrown. And these guys are now almost 3 seconds behind, but we'll see that open up. And what it is, the top 10 will get points, starting with first getting 10 points, and then second 9, third 8, and so on and so forth, down to that 10th position getting 1 point. And those points are very, very valuable as the season progresses, working your way toward the championship cutoff time, the playoffs. As they were here in NASCAR and in the eNASCAR world as well.
Yeah, right now it looks like everything's nice, neat, and orderly for the moment. Working lap 17 here. So probably, another 10 laps or so, it's going to ramp up. These drivers are going to start going for it to try to win that stage. So right now it's just run single file, get through a bulk of these laps, and duke it out at the end of the stages.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and throw a number out here, Dave. I'm going to say lap 26 or 28. Let's just go there. That's when we're going to see these guys really starting to group up together, start to working outside lanes, maybe lane 2, lane 3. Well, I say that, and we see the 89 of Rada. He goes out there by himself now. If he can clear the 88, he's in good shape. He does not, as we see a little further back. I believe that was the 98, his brother. Zulu jumps to the outside, going to work with Rada. These guys work well together. Again, they do a lot of racing together. Twin brothers, I believe. The inside line is kind of gapped a little bit, so it's going to really help these two guys work to get around the 75. Maybe either drop down in line, or we had someone flash there.
Yeah, it looks like Curtis Sovereign is making some passes here all by himself on the outside. Still moving towards the front here.
Yeah, and nobody, I don't think anyone out here side drafts any closer and harder than Curtis Auburn. He would get right down there on that door. And what that does is on this type of racetrack, this type of configuration, this type of car setup, when you get right there on somebody's side like that, what you're doing, not only are you kind of pinching them down a little bit, but you're slowing that car down. You're taking and dumping air on their spoiler. And it allows you on the outside to be able to just kind of motor on past like you have 10 more horsepower at times. And it looks like that 6 does as he gets around the 89, draws up to the rear of the 98 car.
Yeah, I've been watching Curtis here come through the field pretty much all by himself on the outside, which is very impressive. We'll see what he can do here now that he's caught this front pack. I'm sure he's going to be itching to go to the outside here. He can get anybody to help him.
And there he goes. The 2 of Tyrone Yo went up there. Are they going to go 3 wide here? Oh, no, he gets to the back of the 2. The 2 gets up, slides up a little bit. That slowed the momentum of the 6. I think the 2 was more out of shape than anything, rather than trying to throw a block. I think that's why his car went up the track to begin with, and it was just really trying to catch the car as opposed to trying to use the 6's momentum to move forward. Did you see the 6 once again jumping to that outside? Hey, if it's worked for you, so he restarted. Keep in mind, he restarted back in like the 18th position. He was one of the only, 17th or 18th, one of the only 4 cars to pit. And he has already moved up to the 8th position and looking for more. As the 41 is backing up, they're going to go 3 wide. Gets a little tight here at Atlanta, but they had plenty of room. Made it happen. Good job by all these drivers to kind of hold their lines. And we see the 27 going up the track now.
Yeah, not too sure what happened to the 41, but he dropped like a rock there in that outside lane.
Yeah, and once the 6, so when you go high like that, if you do it too early, you're going to back up real fast, and the guy that's on the outside can't do anything to help you move forward. So if you're going to jump to the outside to say, because you see a line coming, you almost have to wait for that line to get to you. But if you wait too long, then you're going to end up turning yourself across their nose. So it's really kind of, I don't know. I struggle with throwing blocks like that because I want to throw them late, but if you throw them too late, it's over with.
Yeah, I'm looking through the field here. Ben Campbell in that 27's got a lot of front end damage. I'm not sure where or when that came, but yeah, his nose is quite beat up on the front of that car.
Oh yeah, it's like dead center. You can see that it's just pushed back right below that pony. We were not seeing that under the caution, so that has happened here recently. Maybe just bump drafting a little too hard. Somebody checked up a little too much or something. I don't know. So we see the 6 moving to the outside of the 98. He's going to try to get to the outside of this 27 if he can. No help on the outside. It's a little difficult. The closer these guys on the inside run to each other, it's harder to make those passes. Now, if you catch them like he was earlier where they're spread out more, then you can use that momentum and that side draft to blow right on by them. But once they start getting closer and closer together as you move your way to the front, the harder it is to make that pass on the outside without some help. But don't look now. Michael Kerjlak is making his way back up on that outside. If he can catch the 6, they can get a good, 2 cars running together in tandem, little bump drafting going, and we can see them continue to move forward.
Yeah, and you're going to watch, too, these cars do get tight on the longer run. I'm watching Tyrone Yo really struggle to hold that bottom line. He's now up in the second groove. But it looks like his car is really starting to push and get tight and kind of shove the nose up the racetrack here. Maybe that's why he jumped to the top.
Yeah, and that's really
right there. He pushes to the top,
almost
to the wall.
Is it going to be real close here? 98 and 6 almost make contact. 41 lets the 6 back down in line. Wow, that was pretty close right there.
Yeah, Curtis is on a mission right now, starting deep in the field on after that last yellow, and worked his way, like you said, I believe restarted 18th. Currently in the 5th position and going for 4th and once more.
Yeah, that pay window's opened up. It's lap 29. We have about a little over 6 laps right here. We should be coming to 6 laps. The end of lap 36, the pay window.
Curtis has got help in that 41 of Kerjalak up there on the outside. Kerjalak's got a little bit of nose damage as well.
He does, but that's always good help. Kerjalak's pretty quick here at these draft style races as well. As we mentioned, he and the 3 were leading on the final turn of the Daytona 500. And he just misjudged that move up in front of the 3 and came across his nose. And they kind of wadded him up. But, the 6 is moving forward, man. He's up into the 4th position. It's a pretty impressive run through this field. And more than anything, so he's going to get some stage points, which are definite bonus. But he's learning a lot about what his car can do and what he can do with his car. As he's now trying to go for that 3rd position over the 75 AutoServ of James Nelson, that AutoServ machine.
Yeah, now it looks like, Kerjalak's going to be maybe forced to the outside. Nope, he's going to stay on the bottom. He abandoned the 6. See if the 6 can get a run here by himself on the outside. Try to grab P3, that is. Cannot do it on his own.
Yeah, I noticed through 1 and 2 the last time, the 75 got his tires just down just below that red paint. And it got that car wiggling, and it had one of those brown pants moments, for me anyway, watching up here in the booth.
Yeah, Curtis has got help coming. He's got the 27, Ben Campbell, the 5 of Michael Boone, all running that high line. The help is on the way here.
Yeah, he's going to get a good push here by that 27. The 27 just pushed. He got that push up the track just a bit once he got to the 6. Lost the air on his nose there a little bit and pushed him up the track.
Looks like just a couple laps left here in the stage.
Yeah, so they're fighting for everything now, folks. We see the 75 runs the 6 up the track just a little bit. Almost made contact, and may have made contact. 27 gets to the back of the 6, gives him a really good shot there. 6 is going to try to clear it down in front of the 75 maybe, and he does.
He does.
Now, the 75 and 6 work very well together, but the 75 says not today. We see somebody with Zulu. Got really loose. Wow, good save by Zulu, but back out front, we have the 88 and the 3 battling for this top spot. 2 laps ago, the 4 is going a lap down. 6 still fighting that 75. Got the 27 to his back bumper. Now the 27 may take it 3 wide.
This looks like they're coming to the stage here, possibly, I think.
No, I believe it's the end of 36, yes?
I'm not sure. We'll see what this does here. Maybe.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be the end of lap 36. So this is the battle right here, folks, for that top 10 spot and in the points pay window. 75 wants to keep that 3rd position as Michael Kerjalak in the 41 behind him, going to take 4th from the 6. 27 just can't seem to hold the nose down to help that 6 on the high side. As the 3, Gregory Robinson, looks to the outside of the 88, going to try to make that move here at the line. Does not get it done. Caution is out. This is the stage break. You have Eric Thornton in 1st, gets the big points, the stage win. Gregory Robinson 2nd, James Nelson 3rd, Curtis Sauber will be 4th, Michael Kerjalak 5th, Michael Boone 6th, Ben Campbell 7th, Rada comes in 8th. Looks like James Bowden is 9th, and Tyrone Yo in the 10th position.
Pretty mellow stage 1. I think we'll see this ramp up as we go along, especially once we get through stage 2. Yeah, looking forward to getting to the end of this thing. See how crazy it really can get.
Yeah, we're going to give these guys a chance to make it down pit road. And once they come off, we want to get Eric Thornton up here, our stage 1 winner, and just kind of ask him about his car and about the race thus far, and kind of find out what his mindset is. But we definitely want to let him do his pit stop first. Don't want to go interrupting him while he's trying to do that, because it is pretty. That's one of the toughest things to do here, really. is to efficiently get down pit road without speeding, because you don't want to get that speeding penalty. Get into your box without sliding through it, because you don't want to have to back up. And let's just see how the 88 does with that so far. And it looks like speed is not a problem. So they're coming in here under caution. Let's see if he gets into his box cleanly. And he does. I was wondering.
I'm not seeing Eric Thornton in the Discord, so I'm not sure.
Let's see here. Yeah, he's the third. I believe he's the third one down there, Dave.
All I see is an E, but we will go with that.
Yeah, we have to get our Discord settings straightened out as Eric Thornton wins the race off pit road. I did find out it is some kind of setting. I just have to find it. But let's see if we can get him in here.
Times.
Eric.
What?
Hey, man, this is Dave and Dave in the booth. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Hey, man, still getting that stage win right off the bat, bud. Congratulations on that. So how's your race going so far? What are you seeing out there? What are you feeling in the draft? How are things going?
Yeah, that's going good right now. We'll see. Hopefully everybody can hold it on here for this next stage and stay out of trouble, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, man. Well, congrats on stage 1 winner, and wishing you the best of luck. Hopefully talking to you at the end of this thing.
All right, thanks guys, I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, take care.
Thank you.
So that was Eric Thornton in that number 88 ARA machine. And getting it done, David, stage 1. Yeah, he's like, hopefully everybody can hold it together, because that's the thing, is that it's tough. You want to race aggressive, but when do you race aggressive? When is it the right time to do that? As you certainly don't want to cause yourself issues.
Yeah, but he's got himself in the perfect spot at the front, where he can try to stay out of trouble a little bit easier than some of these drivers, mid-pack on back. So he's definitely put himself in a perfect position.
Yeah, absolutely. As the lights are out on the pace car, so we will be going green this next time by. Looks like the top 19 cars are on the lead lap. I do see Benny Campbell is on pit road. Should be able to get out there in time. He must be getting that damage straightened up.
Yeah, he's back on track now, coming down the backstretch.
I got you. Yeah, I was kind of looking for him there, but no. Okay, there we are. So get back up front to our leader. We should be getting ready to go here as we come back. Again, in the restart zone here, the 88 will have the race control. Once he steps on the loud pedal, everyone else can go. You see the 75 closing there to get ready for it. And they're off.
The 88 is up. And the 88's been doing this perfectly, not getting too big of a jump, keeping that 75 with him to get a run here. The 3 Robinson's going to drop to the bottom in front of the 6. And single file once again here at the top of the front of the field.
And that's what the leader wants to see, right? He definitely wants to see that that single file behind him. But we know, as we've seen in the first stage, up to the first caution and up to the stage caution, it doesn't really last that long before, you got some shakers and some movers there.
Yeah, you're definitely going to see Curtis Auburn in that 6. Like I said, even at Daytona, always searching to get to that outside, get something going, and try to get himself to the front no matter where he was on the racetrack. And he's done that all night tonight.
As we make lap 42 of 156 here in the QFRL Cup Series AutoServ 156 from Atlanta. AutoServ, be sure and check them out for all of your vehicle repair needs if you're in the Charlestown, West Virginia area. And if you're not in the area, drive on up there. Get something done. Or down there, depending on where you're coming from. So Dave, we know in the Atlanta race for the real life NASCAR Cup Series guys, man, they had one heck of a finish. With Daniel Suarez winning that race by .004, I think it was.
Yeah, it was really, really tight, 3 wide coming to the line there in Atlanta for those guys. We can only hope for a finish that amazing here tonight.
Oh, I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to do it. We're either gonna have a finish like that, or we're gonna have calamity like we had in Daytona last week. Either way, it's good for me. I'm here for it. Let's go. I've got my 5-point harness fastened nice and tightly over my shoulders. I'm not going anywhere. Fly back through the field here. See Zulu running that 98 car up into the 12th position with Nathan Christensen in the 33. Following right behind, Greg Barnett got the repairs done on that car. It's in the 14th position. We are single file from the front to the back of this field. Looks like Michael Bover is off pace, and Mark Hollifield Sr. is off pace as well. I believe he's a couple of laps. He's 4 laps down in that 4 car, unfortunately. Michael Bover is still on the lead lap, but he's looks like 10 seconds maybe behind these guys.
Yeah, I'm showing Michael Bover about 13 seconds behind the leader here.
Not where you want to be. This is a long stage that we're going to have here. What was it, Dave? Was it 90 or 96?
I believe the next stage is 96. Double check on that.
And we know that they cannot go all the way, as it's 36 to 41 laps on fuel, depending on how much you're using the draft, how many caution flags that you have. But nonetheless, it's not going to get them even close to completing this stage. So we're likely going to see some guys maybe cut it in half. You're going to see some guys work together likely. You definitely don't want to pit alone, because if you pit and you get out of this draft, it's going to affect your speed, getting back up to speed on track. So you're going to want to have some friends that are willing to pit with you, or at least know when they're going to pit, so that you can make that dive down to pit lane as well at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And a driver I've been kind of looking at, we haven't called his name, I don't think, at all tonight, is the 82 of Larry Stubblefield. Larry, very quiet, I like to call iRacer. And he's kind of lurking there inside the top 10, just being patient, working his way through this race. But I expect him to definitely be near the front here as we get closer to that checkered flag. Yeah,
as we see, Stubblefield does this a lot. And he's an extremely fast driver, but yeah, usually doesn't make a whole lot of noise early on. Just kind of minds his P's and Q's there, and we see him in this Night Owl So's machine. 3 wide middle. Check him out. He's got a license plate on the back of that car, 82, 82, 82. That's pretty sweet. It's in really nice paint. But yeah, so I look for him to start making some noise later on, maybe the end of stage 2, to get some of those valuable points. But I do expect he's going to be right there. I mean, he's an 8th now, but I look for him to be right there in probably the top 3 or 4 coming to the end of this race for sure. So unlike the way NASCAR used to be, there are no points for leading a lap or leading the most laps, so there's no bonus points that way. Your points come from the stage finishes within the top 10, and then of course your race win.
Yeah, points are done identical to how the NASCAR does them. So yeah, no more leading bonus points for leading a lap or anything like that. Yeah, you win a stage, that bonus point for the playoffs helps tremendously once you make it into the playoffs.
And that's likely why you see like the 75 riding behind the 88 here. Like we saw the 3 working with the 88 in stage 1, not trying to make a move until coming to the line there at the last lap, because it's not really going to pay to get out in front of them now. You can work on how you're going to do that. Maybe check to see if you got guys that are willing to work with you by looking high on someone or something like that. But at this stage of the race, you're not going to gain anything from leading that lap. So keep your car clean, get in the position you want, run with the guys, get yourself positioned with the drivers that you want to run with and that you know are willing to work with you. I mean, this 6 and 75, if they get the opportunity to get together, they'll probably stick together right up until that last lap.
Yeah, and it looks like we're coming in on about a half of a fuel run, or closing in on half a fuel run. So, like you said, these drivers, we'll see when they decide to pit. I'm expecting multiple groups to pit here under green. Just make it easier getting to pit road. I think they'll separate themselves. But yeah, we're curious to see if they run this out or if they split the stage or how this is all going to work out.
Yeah, and I'm back here checking out Tommy Osborne here running behind the 82. He's also running a Night Owl So's paint. Pretty good looking paint scheme on that number 1 car. So we see Sean Horlander working to the outside with the 98 of Rada, I believe. Trying to make some headway on the outside there alongside the 82 and the 1. Just trying to get something together. Sometimes when you run these races in your single file for a while, it's just like, all right, it's time to do something. It's time to get racy. We want to... I don't know, you get bored. I don't want to say you're bored at, 190 miles an hour or whatever. Let's check that out. 178 on entry or in the center here. But they made some pretty good steam there. Zulu actually is who that was. I said Rada, but that was Zulu.
They're still running up the outside here, just the 2 of them. See if anyone else wants to jump in and join in on the fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that 89 doesn't jump up there. 41's already looking up. He sees him coming, but if he gets up too early, again, they're going to get too big of a run on him, and we're going to possibly see them. No, Sean
41 does.
Oh, Sean hits the wall. So, yeah, he gets that dirty air off that 41. It puts the 24 up into the wall, and he's going to the back. He rode the wall all the way around. Avoided a caution flag coming out, so we appreciate that. But, man, that really puts the 24 in a bad spot. As your race leader, Eric Thornton, in the 88, stage 1 winner, still riding out front, followed by the 75 of James Nelson. Gregory Robinson, Smokey Robinson is in that 3rd position in that number 3 Tracker Boats, number 3 Bass Pro Shops machine with the number 6. Well, we've mentioned him a lot, Curtis Auburn, and a Castro Edge Ford running in the 4th position. Michael Kerjelek running in the 5th position. I mean, yeah, they're doing 180 in the draft. You're getting about to 185 as you're really pulling up on the cars. We see the 5 of Michael Boone working to the outside all by himself, the outside of the 89. He does have help by the 98. Well, the help's not quite there yet, but it's coming.
Yeah, these drivers are, I think, they're itching to try to make something happen here and see how they can get to the front too.
As they're putting a lap on the 48 now, Dave, of Michael Bovair. Michael Bovair at this point wants to find a place to get in line, hold on to that position, get that lap back, that lucky dog. He just really needs to hold on to this draft if he can. And it looks like he will stay with the draft here in that Best Buy number 48 machine. Because he can get his lap back at the end of the stage. As long as he doesn't lose another lap, he'll be right. Actually, no, Bovair is 3 laps down now. Okay, wow. I didn't see that on my scoring and timing until just now. Is that a correct statement there, Dave?
I believe it is. It's unfortunate for Michael Bovair. Started, I think, 3rd here tonight. To see him go a few laps down here this early, it's a tough break for him.
As we see that 89 of Rada and the 98 of Zulu still working that outside lane, trying to make something
in on
happen.
Somebody. Who is that? That would be Mark Holofield.
Yeah, they're going to have to work their way around this now. If they're still too wide back there with Rada and Zulu on the outside, then we'll possibly see some 3-wide activity getting around this 4. Let's see how they navigate it as the leaders are now working to the outside of the 4. Now the 6 is to the inside of the 89. They're going to be 3 wide passing a lapped car here. 6 has to move up really close to the 89. 4 stays down real low on that line. Did the right thing. Kind of got out of the way there a bit. To avoid any incidents. So that worked out very nicely.
As we're now working lap 65 of 156. Again, that stage break will come out at the end of lap 96.
Yeah, I'm going to say lap 88, 89. We're going to see these guys stacking them up 2 by 2 again. I don't know what it really depends. You know, if they can get a couple of cars working together on the outside. I don't think the 6 is going to stay still.
No, I was just going to say the 6 of Curtis has been awfully quiet here in stage 2. Kind of settled in, found a rhythm here. So I know he's going to be one of the first cars to look to try to make a move to get himself to the front for that stage 2 victory.
Yeah, David, I just wonder if maybe he's, he's already learned what he needed to learn his car can do and how he can do it. I just wonder if he's saying, okay, I'm not going to show my hand this time. Because before, they saw him coming. And he had a lot of people wanting to jump up there. I believe when the 6 decides to make a move here, that 41 of Kerjalak is going to go with him. And unfortunately for the 3, if he doesn't time it right, he's going to get stuck there. The 75 will have a chance to get up there, and possibly the 88. But
yeah, and we saw the 41 of Kerjalak working with the 6 early on in stage 1. I believe the 27 of Ben Campbell is another car that would probably be willing to jump out there and try to make something happen here in the closing laps of stage 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm seeing these cars, though, Dave. I'm seeing them dance around a lot more than they have been, since the start of this run. So the handling is going away. That push is starting to come back to these cars a little bit. And you'll see them as they enter the turn. You'll see some of these cars just kind of shoot up about a half a lane, like the drivers really weren't expecting what they got from it.
Yeah, I think we're getting late in the run here. These cars do develop quite a push or a tight situation, especially getting into the corners and through the center. So you'll start to see these cars kind of wash up, and you're really going to have some throttle control, maybe even a little brake here at times to get that car to settle back down.
Yeah, absolutely. As your leader is Eric Thornton. James Nelson is still in second. Gregory Robinson is in third, with Curtis Auburn fourth, and Michael Kerjalak rounding out your top 5. This is the AutoServ 156 from Atlanta. We are the Sim World Racing Network. If you'd like to get in contact with us about broadcasting your racing or anything you want to talk to us about, you can check us out at facebook.com. Sim World Racing Network, SWRN, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have or speak with you about your special event or whatever you may want done. We have some very competitive pricing. We're not the best at what we do, but we're the best at what we're doing today, so give us a holler.
And I'm expecting pit stops here within probably, I was going to say, next 6 to 7, maybe 8 laps, somewhere in there. If the data I have is correct, last on pit road at lap 38. So we're coming to the end of this fuel run. So again, I think it's about 6, 7, 8 laps out here.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting again to see what drivers decide to pit with one another. I'm going to try TV2 camera here. Hopefully, we don't lose anybody there. Good. I'm really curious to see who's. I mean, there's a couple of things you got to think about, right? You want to have at least 2 cars with you, but you don't want to pit with 9 cars, because then you can have issues with brake checkups getting to pit road, and if that occurs, you could find your car damaged on pit road and have to repair that.
I think on the racetrack, right, you have, a few friends that you know you work well with. When it comes to pit road, I think you need as many friends as possible on pit road because, as we know, 5-6 cars are faster than 2. The more cars you can pit with, the better chances you're going to have, just in case you get separated from the main pack. We see, a couple distinct packs here at the moment.
Yeah, the key there is going to be, again, getting there safely. So we have this group, obviously the group starting back from Larry Stubblefield, Tommy Osborne, Greg Barnett, James Bowden, Leonardo Elijah, Tyler Nelson. These guys are going to try to pit together because they're running almost 2 seconds behind Michael Boone and this pack, which the pack in front of them is kind of broken up. So I look for them to really start cutting into that.
Yeah, we'll see. I think the front pack here, I think you're going to see these guys separate. I don't think you're going to see all 10 of these cars or so pit together. It's going to be real tight getting into pits. I think you'll see maybe a couple packs come to pit
Gregory
road.
Robinson's coming down.
Got
The 6
all,
is coming
yeah.
down. The 88
Oh,
leaders
there's
are
one
coming
in the
down. Got one
grass.
spinning. Beauvais spins through the infield. No caution.
No caution. But yet we got, what's that? Eric Thornton, James Nelson, Gregory Robinson, Kurgelak, Curtis Sovereign, Rada, and Benny Campbell. Looks like we got the 38 coming to pit road. See if this second pack, we got a few more coming.
Eric Thornton's the first off.
Leonardo Elijah is in. Greg Barnett is in. James Bowden, Michael Boone, Tommy Osmond, Tyler Nelson. All on pit road. That's going to be interesting where all these cars shake out. Nathan Christensen out there all by himself did not come to pit road.
Yeah,
Neither did Tyrone Yo Jr. He is all by himself.
Yeah, I don't know how well this is going to work for them because they're really going to get eaten up by the field.
We got Leonardo Elijah is now in on pit road. Tyrone Yo is now on pit road.
Nathan Christensen's still out there making laps. He's maybe hoping for a caution here, as he puts the 24
almost had
lap
we
in.
we should have had a couple here on the pit road pit stop exchange. But that's going to leave Nathan Christensen, I believe.
He stays out this time by 2.
Yeah, he's the only car that has not pit, so all he can hope for at the moment is when he comes out, he can merge in. But these cars hooked together here are going to be making a lot of time around this racetrack.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, we see some 10-second stops. I'm not sure these guys they didn't take 4 tires for a 10-second stop, 9-second stop. They may have taken 2.
Yeah, I think probably just fuel only. Get to the end of the stage and get your tires at the stage break because we're working now lap 80.
Nathan stays out once more, and maybe that's what Nathan is doing. He's trying to shorten the amount of time that he's going to spend on pit road because he comes down. If he comes down the next time by, he's got 15 laps, which is less fuel that he would have to take than these guys who pitted 2-3 laps before him, albeit a gallon. That's still time on pit road. Just depending on how long the 33 can stay out here, how much he saved up until this point.
And Nathan Christensen now to pit road. It'll be interesting to see Eric Thornton here and James Nelson.
Really got in hot. I'm not sure he made it.
Yeah, we'll see. See if Eric Thornton, where he comes across as Nathan Christensen comes out, barring any pit road penalties for Nathan Christensen. Eric Thornton and James Nelson are on the middle of the backstretch.
All right, so Nathan is still on pit road. 7 seconds so far, 8 seconds. I bet he's got a hold.
Yeah, I bet it looks like he should have been gone already on fuel.
As the leader's coming around. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Your leader is James Nelson. 24 of Horlander had some issues. Oh, wow. So Larry Stubblefield had a penalty. All these guys had 40-second pit stops. Larry Stubblefield, Greg Barnett, Leonardo Elijah. Did that whole group come in hot? James Bowden. If I'm reading that right, those guys are now a lap down, meaning that they all came in just way too hot onto pit lane, sped. And there's going to be one hell of a battle for the lucky dog, the free pass here.
Now all you can hope for is maybe these guys decide to take tires.
Yeah, let's see if
off
Nathan
pit road and they
Christensen
can
comes
stay
out in time for Larry Stubblefield, if he can get up to speed. No, these guys are going to blow by him, 38 and 82, but that's who he needs to get out with. As we see Nathan leaving, the 1 is passed by, and there goes the 82 and the 38. Yeah, so right now, the first car 1 lap down is that 82 of Larry Stubblefield. Unfortunate penalties for these guys. James Nelson is your leader. The 24 of Sean Horlander saying, hey, buddy, work with me. Keep me out here for another 10 laps. Don't put me a lap down. I mean, he would get the lucky dog if he was able to maintain speed with these guys, but he'd rather keep it the hard way, and that would put Larry Stubblefield back on the lead lap. So right now, Larry Stubblefield is that 24's biggest fan.
Yeah, absolutely. No, don't look now, but the 41 of Michael Kerjelak is leading this pack back behind James Nelson and Eric Thornton. And it looks like they're making some time here on our leaders. That's going to tighten some things up here near stage end if they can keep marching towards the front.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with these guys to put them 2 seconds back on those pit stops. I mean, I see some really fast pit stops, 8.4 seconds for Kerjelak, but then Curtis Salburn had a 13-second pit stop, with Ben Campbell having an almost 10-second pit stop there, 9.5 seconds. So, in perspective to the leaders, which was a 10 seconds flat for James Nelson and a 10.5 for Eric Thornton, some of those guys, they've lost almost 2.5 seconds now. Third place is behind these guys. Whoa, what happened to Gregory Robinson? Okay, these guys started racing each other back here. Or something happened with the 3. Not sure, but we're on lap 86 of 156 here, folks. We get to the end of lap 96. We will have a scheduled stage break caution, the final stage break caution of the race, where points will be awarded. This is the Quick Finishers Racing League. Check them out on Facebook.com. Just search QFRL. If you're interested in racing or sponsoring a race or one of these cars, as you see AutoServ did here on the 75. AutoServ, the sponsor of this race, the AutoServ 156 from Atlanta.
Yeah, Curtis Salburn and Michael Kerjelak really just need to get in line here. They're losing time to the leader now, racing side by side. As you see, they finally do. Something happened to separate that pack, that second pack. Not too sure. They were a group of about 5 or 6, maybe 7 cars.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow our strange. So I'm showing Tommy Osborne actually being on the lead lap, yes?
I'm trying to find this. Yeah, Tommy Osborne is on the lead lap according to what I'm looking at.
He's just running along with the 82. So the last car on the lead lap is Sean Horlander in that 24. Tommy Osborne, although he's running with the 38 and the 82 who are 1 lap down, Tommy Osborne is on the lead lap. Zulu and Tyrone Yo are on the lead lap. The 4 is several laps down. I think Bovair in the 48 has ended his night. Looks like maybe Tyler Nelson had some issues on pit road as well. Not with speeding. I'm not sure what happened, but he's now scored 2 laps down in that number 85. Oh, they're putting a lap now on the 24. The 75 and the 88 have worked their way around the lap car, the 24. That puts Larry Stubblefield in a bad position here, coming to 5 more laps left in the stage. It's going to be really tough to catch. Well, I don't know. Horlander's by himself.
I was kind of watching that the leaders there, Sean Horlander was in front of the leaders, but I kept seeing Sean kind of wiggle. Car would get out of shape, and I think these leaders finally said, "Hey, we gotta go. We can't risk something happening here in the closing laps of stage 2."
Yeah, and for Sean, all he really needs to do is just kind of hold his position right now. He's about 14 seconds out in front of Larry Stubblefield, is the 24. And with only 4 laps left, he's likely going to be able to keep that position, which will make him the lucky dog recipient, unless they come up on another lap car here, but I don't think that's going to happen. Again, I'm speculating. The 24 draws back into the back of the 88.
Yeah, I'm kind of keeping my eye on the leaders here as we close the end of stage 2. Looks like Sean Horlander now back to the rear bumper of the 88. Be curious to see if the 88 makes a move here to try to get that stage 2 win. If Sean will go with the 88 or not.
Yeah, and the pack that's behind them with Michael Kurgelak is leading. They're 3.3 seconds back. They've finally gotten back together fairly well. But maybe too little too late, Dave, for catching these guys for the end of the stage. Now, they're still in don't get me wrong, they're still in the top 5. So they're getting great stage points, but it's not going to be a stage win by any means. This is going to come down to the 75 and 88 for the stage win. And it really could come down to who Sean Horlander goes with.
Yeah, and they're catching a pack of slower cars here. No caution is out.
Ooh, this will be the stage break. Not sure what the yellow flag is
looks
for.
like Michael Kurgelak crashed.
Oh no.
Let's see if we can figure that one out.
Yeah, we're going to jump back here and take a look from the chopper cam, see what we have here. Our replay cam. Oh, yeah.
Kurgelak and
the 6.
Curtis
Wow.
and the 6 get together.
We were just talking about this. Let's take another look at this, guys. Doing slow-mo.
Unfortunate damage for both of those cars.
I think the 41 may have come down a little bit. Let's see, the 6. Yeah, the 41's coming down, gets into the side of the 6. And once they get hooked together there for a second, it's just, oh, yeah, that's pretty hard hit by the 41. Destroyed the front of that car. 6, maybe a little rear end damage. He didn't hit the front of the wall at all. At least not yet. And there he goes, nosing it in. Maybe a little bit of damage to the front as well.
So your stage 2 winner, according to my data, will be James Nelson in that 75.
All right, we'll get James up in the booth once he's had a chance to pit here, as we see cars heading down pit road as we speak. Keep our eye on the 75 as his right sides are down, left sides are going up on it. Taking left side tires. He is now leaving pit road. He will win the race off pit road here.
Now we did have some car. Did we have any?
Yeah, Zulu stayed out. Let's see if we can get James up here. Talk about his race.
Yeah. See if I can grab James here. Hey, James, Dave's in the booth. You got us?
How you doing, man?
Hey, congrats on stage 2 winner. I'm glad I'm sure you're glad to see that caution come out where it did.
Absolutely.
The 88 was just waiting for that one to go.
Yeah, no, I was very happy to see the caution. Tell you what, this AutoServ Ford is quick tonight. It's been a fun race. It's intense, but it's fun.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, when the pit stop cycled through, and it was pretty much you and the 88, and I think you had the 24 of Horlander, who was last car on the lead lap there. Were you worried at all about these larger packs behind you kind of making any ground up, or was it just like, nah, sweet sailing to the stage break?
Well, I was certainly keeping an eye on it. I saw they were saying a couple seconds back, and the three of us were working really well together, so I was pretty confident we were going to manage it, but, you know, it only takes one mess up on one corner to slow everybody down.
Yeah, and we noticed that the 24 kind of bobbled a couple of times. Is that why you guys decided to go ahead and go around him?
Yeah, he was just slowing down. I think we all had worn out tires.
Yeah.
So I decided it might be better for me to get in front and have him bring up the rear, which seemed to work really well.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, the SWRN car won last week in the SWRN 500. We see the AutoServ car here leading, and they're going to think this is WWE before it's over, like we said last week. But, man, good luck running out the remaining, I guess, 58 laps of this race. So good luck out there, bud, and hopefully we're talking to you after the race.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, take care.
See you.
That was James Nelson, driver of the number 75 AutoServ car here in the AutoServ 156 from Atlanta. And we swear we do not plan any of this, but that's just the way
more
these
conspiracies. I
I'm
see it
telling
already.
you, man. I'm telling you. It's building up to it. But, hey, I'm ready for this final stage, Dave. I think it's going to get exciting. It's been exciting so far. They're bunched back up again. We have, it looks like, was it James Bowden? Or is it Elijah? No. So I'm trying to see who might have been our lucky dog recipient. I believe James Bowden is the last car now on the lead lap in that number 53 machine. So we have 14 cars on the lead
is
lap.
out.
And I was talking my way through it as the 75 gets a big jump.
Yeah, bigger jump than probably he wanted. We'll see what happens here with that outside lane.
Yeah, he's got to hope these guys just don't freight train him when they get to him. But we'll see how that's going to work out. The 3 and the 27 make a little contact, but they keep moving on.
And we see the 88 wisely slide down to the inside with no help up there on the outside.
So it looks like Larry Stubblefield and Greg Barnett, these guys may have taken the wave around.
Yeah, I think there was a few wave rounds. I think Larry was one of them.
Yeah. Looks like he and Greg Barnett, maybe James Bowden, one of these guys got a lucky dog, but
yeah, and Larry Stubblefield, he last pitted on 76, so he's hoping for a quick yellow here. Maybe. I don't know. Well, they may be able to make it on one stop if he can push it a little bit here. We'll see.
Zulu is falling back really quick just now. Oh, they're coming on in. The 37's coming in, the 98's coming in.
But James Nelson still your leader out front. The 88 has managed to work his way around Ben Campbell on that 27. Let's see how patient the 88 is going to be, or if he's going to be looking to take it high. He's taking a peek out there.
Apologize for my silence. I was having a bit of a coughing fit there and had to step away from the microphone.
I don't believe you were silenced, but we will run with it.
I was for the stream at home, Dave. You got to hear it in your ear, and I apologize, but I got the mute out for the other side.
Coughing in my ear.
Right. As we have the 75 of James Nelson still leading this in the AutoServ 156.
Yeah, big shout out to AutoServ for jumping on board here for the QFRL series. Main sponsorship, like we said, for James Nelson and the sponsor of tonight's race.
Absolutely. Be sure and check them out in Charlestown, West Virginia. That's not Charleston, but you can find it from there. So, be sure and check them out for all of your auto repair needs. Let's jump back here and take a look at what Curtis Sauburn is in line behind the one. Go back through the field here. Sean Horlander. This group with Sean Horlander and the 82 of Larry Stubblefield. So Sean pitted on lap 97, so he's okay. He's the lucky dog recipient. Larry Stubblefield and Greg Barnett stayed out for the wave around along with Michael Boone and James Bowden. Tyrone Yo, he pitted, but is running with this group as well. That's our larger group right now, but they're some 5 seconds behind Rada, who Rada may be losing this draft. And, well, I don't know. They popped such a big hole in the air. Yeah, so Rada was easily able to make up that distance again. Is everyone's minding? Go ahead.
I'm curious to see Larry Stubblefield, how long he can stay out. I feel like if he can make it to lap 116, 117, somewhere in that ballpark, which is about 40, 41 laps, he should be able to make it to the end. I don't know if they can stretch it 41 laps or not, but we'll see how that plays out.
That's what we're being told, is that they can do that. 36 to 41. Now, let's jump on with Larry Stubblefield real quick. Let's go in car if we have his helmet cam, and just see maybe what he's if we can listen in to see what he's doing with his throttle here. If he's lifting to save. Yeah, it sounds like he's only running maybe half throttle, 3/4 throttle behind the 24 here, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, his RPMs are low, 88,000, 8,200 here. So he's definitely kind of off the throttle. And he can be, tucked up behind somebody. I think you'll see him stay right there as long as he can, trying to save every ounce of gasoline that's in that car.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can see, the high banking here at Atlanta, since they changed the track here and turned it into more of a super speedway by adding that extra banking, we right on the gyro cam. It's pretty incredible the G-force that you're carrying around this track. Now, obviously, you're not feeling that so much in your cockpit here in the sim racing world, but it's kind of what the drivers are seeing in real life, as they make it through these high bank corners. Yeah, I do believe that's what's happening.
Yeah, looking at the leader, James Nelson, at the end of the front straightaway, he's about 83 to 8,400 RPMs, where Larry Stubblefield's at about 8,100 RPMs. So definitely trying to save as much fuel as he can.
Yeah, and there's no fuel gauge. You don't see a fuel gauge on these, so they have no idea. I mean, you do a little bit, because we do have kind of a fuel box that gives us an idea, but there's no real fuel gauge for us to be able to see and tell you what he's looking like on fuel back there. But nonetheless, let's see if that works out for him. If he can make that 41 laps, which we were told they could run 36 to 41. And like you say, Dave, what lap would that put us on?
I believe about 116. So we'll see when he comes down. We're looking at another about 5 laps or so. If he can make it to 116, that tells me he should be able to make it to the end, barring any green light check.
Now, he was last in on 76. So
116, lap 116 puts him right around 40 laps or so. Should be pretty close from there.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be fine. As long as, after they pit, it runs a full green flag cycle without an issue. They're making their way around Nathan Christensen to put him down another lap. Nathan was just not able to get the draft going after that.
Yeah, and Larry Stubblefield's not alone. It looks like Greg Barnett, Michael Boone, and James Bowden will also be down on lap 76 as well. So definitely not alone in that situation. Those are the drivers that did take a wave around on that after stage 2.
Yeah, and so they're all riding back here, trying to save. Tyrone Yo doesn't need to save, but
yellow's out.
Oh, yellow is out. Who was that? Nathan Christensen had crashed.
Now this puts a big wrinkle in fuel strategy, because this may put them just outside of that pit window.
So Nathan is down across the grass. Typically this doesn't bring out the caution, but let's see what his car does here. Oh, okay. So, it shot him backwards, right back up the track. That was a good call by the iRacing stewards to bring out the caution flag there, as he did come back across the track in front of the leaders. Unfortunately, they were able to all get by safely. Yeah, so this was a big break for those guys who took the wave around. They don't have to worry about that now. No more saving fuel.
Yeah,
they'll come in.
Absolutely.
They'll come in and get a full tank.
Yeah, I'm just curious, pitting here, they'll be coming to lap 115. Are they going to pit now? It's going to still be tight on fuel, I believe, to make it to the end. You're going to see some fuel saving. I think you'll see a bunch of these drivers at the back of the pack come down and top off. on the one to go.
Yeah, I mean, if they're really watching what they're doing and really working out the strategy, because it's I think that being that we were given a range of 36 to 41, 41 saving, right? At least from what we know, and what do we really know? But so I'm curious to see, as Eric Thornton is your first car off, he will be your leader. Looks like he took a 6-second pit stop just for fuel. Ben Campbell comes off second.
Yeah,
Gregory
James
Robinson
Nelson
third.
took tires right there, which is
Well,
a little,
yeah, it's interesting. But I mean, they did have 20 laps on those tires. These guys are going to be screaming for tires by their next fuel stop, where he's not going to need them. And he only lost 3 spots by doing that.
yeah, we'll see. I know tires are still important here, even though you have the draft in play. Not too sure how many sets of tires they had, maybe 5.
Yeah, they had 5 sets, Dave.
Let's see, James Nelson may have another set left in case we get a late one here, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, but I mean, for these guys, for Ben Campbell and Eric Thornton, though, I think that, you know, by the time the end of this race comes, they're going to wish they had those tires.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if anyone comes back down pit road to top off.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching for that too.
Looks like Tyrone's down there. The 38
three's
Greg
coming
Barnett.
down. 3 of Gregory Robinson comes down.
So the rest of these drivers must feel comfortable on fuel to the end. So we'll
Michael
see.
Boone is in. Sean Horlander's in. Yeah, I mean, wow. So
I think in the pack, I think you can save a lap or 2 in the pack from here to the end. But
do you want to be that leader, though? I mean, you didn't take tires, right? So they're running under caution right now. So currently it's 40 laps to go. They've run a couple of caution flag laps. Not a big deal. They're going to restart lap 117. So fuel may not be, it may be on the edge, but if you're that leader, you're burning the most fuel.
yeah, and Eric Thornton is he's got the engine killed down here, running about 300 maybe RPM or so. So he's definitely saving. He's cutting the engine on and off, trying to save everything he can. Looking at Ben Campbell here, not saving. Curtis Sovereign not cutting that car off either. So we'll see.
Yeah, this is going to get interesting. This might be a lot more like the Xfinity finish if these guys will run out of fuel.
I think if you're any of these drivers behind the 88, if you're the 75, I think you don't want to lead at all here. You want to run back there, save as much fuel. If you think you're tight, save what you can. I mean, by all means, if you're good on fuel, you just go for it. But here we go.
Pace car is off. Control car is the 88. As he goes
Green is out.
Yeah, and he waited to the end. That's how he's able to manage the distance that he gets out ahead of the other drivers. As we saw, the 75 took off a little bit earlier and got a good jump on him. No help on the outside for the 27 as the 82 ducks down low. The 6 is down low. You got the 75 and the 88. The 27 is going to drop.
Look at that. The 82 got the wave around on that last stage caution. Here he is running in the 5th position, Larry Stubblefield.
Yeah, he's looking at 4th here. The 1 as well of Tommy Osborne. These guys have been stuck to each other all night long and making it work, making some hay around here. And like we said, be looking for this 82 towards the end of this thing, and here we are. The last run is the 89 shuffles the 1 out of line just a bit. Okay, the 1's able to clear. He's out on the outside with the 27. 38 is now to the outside. The 5 is going to join that. We've got him 2 by 2 by 2 from 3rd on back.
Yeah, good run here for the 1 on the outside. Got some cars behind him now. Ben Campbell pushing him down through the trioval. 38, I think that's 38 of Greg Barnett now back in the picture here, running in the top 5 or 6.
Now, if you talk to Benny Campbell in that 27, he's going to tell you how much he hates these drafting style tracks, but always seems to find himself up in the front. So for someone that hates it that much, he really does a pretty good job at it. So kudos to him. But you know, some guys don't like it. It's very, very. It's not physically demanding, but it is mentally demanding to to run at these types of speeds, side by side, door to door with another car, hitting the bumper of the car in front of you, the car behind you just drilling your bumper.
Dude, Atlanta's
Curtis
takes more attention
there. So Curtis had a little bit of flashing issue there. As we see a battle for the lead now, is that one of Tommy Osborne is working to the outside. He gets out by a nose over the 88.
I think that's what the 88 wanted. The 88 gave him that spot. That's what the 88 wanted. I think the 88's tight on fuel, and this is going to help him.
Yeah, 27
Campbell squeezes it down there.
Yeah, the 88 kind of reacted to that too, right? And dropped his tires down below the onto the apron there. Got him really loose.
Yeah, I believe the 88 rolled out of the throttle and let these guys go, hoping that they jump down the line in front of them. But they're staying up there on the high side right now.
Yeah, that's only further, it's still costing him that fuel. Now they drop.
He's waiting. Yeah, there you go.
That 82, so that 81's going to stay with the 82. They've worked together so well today, I thought. And as you can see, my speculation was wrong there. But Larry Stubblefield now in P2, right to the back of that one. The Night Owl So's machines are making it happen with the pole sitter, Greg Barnett, now in the third position as they drop to the inside line. These guys were all done before this last caution.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to be the leader right now unless you know for sure you are good to go on fuel. But the 88 apparently is not good or needs to save a little bit as you see him drop back now into the fifth position.
Yeah, and I mean, the only one I know that could lead it and not have any problem is, the guys who stopped lap 115, which is a lap later. Greg Barnett is one of those drivers. So he's probably still saving some fuel, but he really doesn't have to save as much as the guys in front of him. And especially Tommy Osborne now leading this thing. He's pushing all that air out of the way for these drivers behind him.
Yeah, looking through the field, Greg Barnett, like you said, pitted a lap later, or came down and topped off on lap 115. Michael Boone did as well, along with Tyrone Yo, Sean Horlander, Gregory Robinson. They all pitted there, so they got an extra lap of fuel.
As we see Curtis Sauber, he was trying to work that outside line again. Could not get it going by himself, but the 75 I thought was going to go up there, did not. Curtis is still running. Oh, as the 5 gets into the back, Michael Boone gets into the back of the 75. James Nelson, and then, graciously lets him back in line without...
wrecking down the back.
Oh,
looks like maybe
Horlander was in that.
Yeah, I think Horlander and the 89 of Rada.
Was it Rada in the 89? Yeah, shoot. Tyler Nelson.
Or maybe it was the 98. I'm sorry.
We're going to go back and take a look here, folks.
Yeah, it was a 98 of Zulu.
So this takes the fuel out of it. So yeah, the 33 and the 98 working together there. Don't see any problem there. Well, there it is. Okay, the 33 gets to, he just was not clear. Turns the 98 up in front of the 24. The 3 gets a piece of the 24. 53 and the 2 sneak by. Yeah, there's a 24 and 98 with the most damage. There's going to be some damage on that.
Everyone is on pit road. Well, maybe not everyone.
It looks like James Nelson stays out.
Stays out. Tyrone Yo. But these drivers apparently,
well, James took tires, right? There. So I think that's what these other drivers are going to be doing now. Maybe we can see if we see the Jack go up. Yeah, as we see the 82 is down there taking on tires now. Now he's getting his left sides on. Yeah, all these drivers are down there taking on the tires that we were talking about. With the exception of Curtis Sauber, he did not take tires. He came down, topped off on fuel, and is back out on track, gaining quite a bit of track position by doing that now. He's in the 4th position. Larry Stubblefield will drop to the 5th position. Our biggest mover of the race right now is Tyrone Yo, up 14 positions from his starting spot to be in 3rd. So good on you, Tyrone. That number 2 Chevy.
Yeah, a lot of these races come down to putting yourself in the right spot at the right time. The right time is near the
now.
end of the race. we are at the coming near the end of the race. So
Yeah,
try to
absolutely.
get to the front.
You know, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I think James Nelson's in okay position because he did take the tires. Not sure about Tyrone and Curtis without tires.
Yeah, I'm still a little worried about fuel. James Nelson on pit road at lap 114 puts him kind of couple laps shy from what we were told you could make it. So see if he saved enough fuel riding, back there in the paddock.
Well, not only that, now he's also pacing currently, right? So
Yeah, and I'm sure I can look. James Nelson, he is cutting the car on and off, still trying to save some fuel here.
yeah, and that's kind of what you got to do. He's running. He's probably got he's got this thing, as you can see. He's got it up in 5th gear, just barely touching that throttle to keep it going around here. I would probably be shutting it off, but I'm not sure what type of setup he has. If he has that on that ignition switch on button or not, because I don't see him kill the motor.
Yeah, it looks like the lights are off, so he hasn't been saving at all down the backstretch. So he must feel like he's in a good position here. So
well, we're gonna ride along with him on this restart just to show you how much he's not gonna be saving getting going here. So I don't know if they have a lane choice. Don't know if they have a lane choice for.
yeah, I haven't seen the leader choose the outside yet tonight, so I'm not sure. We'll have to follow up and.
Pace car is off.
See if James waits late in the box.
And there he goes. He's off. You see him winding through the gears. Speeds are increasing. Goes moves up to that high line. He's doing 145 by the entry to 1. As Rada moves to his outside. With that pass.
They move Rada in the 89 to the lead for the
Side
moment.
by side. Larry Stubblefield working that outside line. He's behind. Rada currently pushes Rada on out to that lead. He has
Here
to
comes
feather
the
just a
88.
bit.
Ooh, the 6 off the track there. See, they all hold it together. I think they did.
Wow.
The 88, fuel is no longer an issue for the 88. He did come down, so look for him to be aggressive here.
Yeah, and he's now pushing that 82 of Larry Stubblefield onto the lead. On that outside line. Michael Boone just a couple of car lengths back, not able to really get up and help the 88 and 82 yet. 75 back to the rear bumper of the 89 of Rada. Giving him a shot. Corner entry. Corner exit.
Yeah, pretty good run up there on the outside. Right now with the 88 pushing the 82. Now the 88's looking 3 wide off of 4. Oh boy.
No help for the 82 on the
Yeah,
outside.
did not help. Or did not work for the 88. 3 wide there in the middle. Gonna have to settle back down here.
No, it did not. And unfortunately, I don't think he's got a whole lot of help back here in 6. Well, yeah, he does. He's got Curtis Sauber in the 27 now lining up on the outside. These guys are going to make some, they're really going to make some speed up here. Especially as tightly as they're running the 48 above there. They're going to have to go 3 wide or slow up for him. They had to slow up. 48 drops low.
Gets,
That checked these guys up.
82.
Got into the 82. Saved it. Oh, these guys on the inside are the victims in this one. Wow. Unfortunately, that one was doing such a heck of a job. Tommy Osborne. Greg Barnett was in it. Our pole sitter. Let's go back and check it out from the chopper cam.
Yeah, it looks like a kind of a little bit of a when the 48 was there, 82 had to check up. 6 kind of had nowhere to go.
They
all
almost
bottled up
saved
there.
it, but the 88 or the 38 had to correct, right? Or not correct, but took evasive action, right? Because he wasn't sure where the
Yeah.
82 was going to end up.
Yeah, when the 6 had to check up, the 27 kind of gave the 6 a shot.
That's unfortunate for these drivers. My favorite word, unfortunate. Tommy Osborne had to tow in that one car. That's a shame. I believe I showed jump to the pits. I'm assuming that means he had to tow that thing. As your leader is Rada, and then number 89 Chevrolet, followed by James Nelson, Tyrone Yo, Eric Thornton is 4th, Michael Boone 5th, Curtis Salburn, who was just in the incident, is 6th, Ben Campbell 7th, Larry Stubblefield is now showing 7th, so I'm not sure. Yeah, so they're just getting sorted out. iRacing's trying to figure out where these guys should be falling in line at the time of caution. We're down to 22 laps to go. Here in the Quick Finisher Racing League Cup Series. Check them out, facebook.com. Search QFRL. If you have any questions about how to become a sponsor of one of these races or on one of these cars, tell them what car number you're interested in, and maybe they can get you hooked up with your business being displayed right here on the broadcast week in and week out for a full Cup season. Or if you'd like to sponsor a particular race this season, prices are pretty decent. I know it's not going to cost you your advertising budget to advertise here on with QFRL on the SimWorld Racing Network. So just get a hold of those guys if you're interested. See what you can do there. If you want to contact us at SimWorld Racing Network, you can get us at facebook.com, SimWorld Racing Network, or hit us up in the comments. We'll try to get back with you. Be sure and smash the thumbs up button if you're enjoying what you're seeing here. Subscribe to the channel as we do broadcasting on Sunday nights with the AARL, All-American Racing League Truck Series, Tuesday nights with the All-American Racing League Cup Series, which we have an off week next Tuesday, and then every Friday night here with the Quick Finishers Racing League. I'll repeat all that again at the end because I did say that kind of quick.
Take a breath.
Got myself a little winded there, but we got through it.
And again, if anyone's watching here from AutoServ, thank you again for being tonight's sponsor.
Absolutely. And for sponsoring that 75. And we noticed we saw your paint on the 85 as well. So congratulations on a good run, a good TV time tonight. So yeah, thanks for joining up. It really helps these guys do what they're doing here. Get your business out there. If anybody's in Charlestown, West Virginia, not Charleston, Charlestown, be sure and check out AutoServ. Get your all your auto repair needs, upgrades, whatever it is you're wanting done. They can do it all.
Yeah, the cars are working their way through turns 3 and 4. The lights out on the pace car. Gonna come to green with 20 to go.
Yeah, there's no more stopping for fuel. There's no more tires needed. I think these guys are good to go the rest of the way here. Wide open, so we're about to see it get really, really crazy towards the end of this thing.
Green is out, and
89.
Rada is gone.
Yeah, that's, again, not sure he wanted to get that much of a run. I did see the 88 try to get a good jump. Got to the back of the 75, but he did it a little early. Oh, the 75 barely squeezes down in front of the 2. They're gonna have a head of steam coming to this 89. Well, it kind of broke apart. The 89 might be okay here. Depends on what the 75 decides to do. He looked to the high side, but decided better of it.
Back in the right now, the loneliest man right now is that 88, and absolutely nobody wants to go with him up there on the high side. Everybody's tucked to the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, further back to the field, back to Larry Stubblefield. Now, Larry's running that high line as well.
6
now
jumps
the 6
out
is
there.
up there. So look for this outside lane to start moving now. That 88 is a great pusher, and the 6 is moving. The 75 goes up the block. He gets that. He's going to get that push from the 6. I think Rada's in trouble here. Yeah, there's no The pushes
We're
are
at
getting
that
harder and
stage.
harder as we get down
We're
through these.
at
final-
that stage in the race with the blocks, aren't we?
Yes, sir. It's go time. It
It's
is
only
go
just
time.
begun. Those three are going to clear.
And we've been talking. I've talked about this several times. It's the first time we've seen the 6 and 75 get together tonight. I don't know that the 6 leaves his bumper to the last lap. I've been wrong
we'll
before.
See. Yeah, we've all been wrong before, but I find it hard pressed. If that 88 looks to the outside, I think the 6 is going to be looking to go with them.
I mean, so the 75 of James Nelson and the 6 Curtis Aubert have this love-hate relationship. They love to hate on each other. They don't hate each other, they just hate on each other. So they've got a really strong friendship. They've been doing this together for a while. I don't know that the 6 leaves the 75 because the 88 really doesn't have any help yet to go to the top side and pass both the 6 and the 75. Now, does Sauber know that? I don't know. I don't know if he can see far enough back. Well, he goes to the outside of the 75, so that answers our question. Now, he's going to drop down in front of this 75 pretty quickly, I'd imagine, but he did not. Man, I'm just totally off on this one.
Rada stays down low.
75 jumped up high in front of Tyrone to catch that
Tyrone
draft.
Yo. Yeah, Tyrone Yo up to the 4th position now.
The 3 of Smokey Robinson was given a pretty good shove there to the 2. So we've got a battle with 15 laps to go here in the AutoServ 156 from Atlanta.
Yeah, the 82, Larry Stubblefield looking for a way through. He's pushing
is
hard on the
shoving
back
that
bumper of the
3.
3.
It's go time, baby. It's go time. That 3 gets a great run off the nose of the 82. He's going to maybe clear the 75 here. Now, was he stay on the outside with that 82? That would be
comes
wise.
that push from the 82 again.
Wow. Oh, they blocked.
Oh,
no. Late
there's
block
the
by
blocks.
the 88. It's 2 weeks in a row that's happened to the 3. These guys are saving it. No caution. No caution. Curtis Sauber is still your leader, followed by the 88.
I knew the blocking was going to get crazy.
Yeah, Smokey is not happy right now. Again, late in this race, just like last week at Daytona. It was the last lap last week at Daytona that it happened, but same kind of scenario.
Unfortunate late block.
You're going to have those, though. I believe Benny will work with this 82, but, I've been so wrong so far. I don't even know if I should even speculate anything anymore.
I think the 3 just kind of maybe misjudged that a little bit. Got just a little too close to that outside wall. But at the front, we got Curtis Auburn still leading this pack. The 88 looking for a way around. It's interesting to see the 82 and the 27. I think you're correct, Hillbilly. I think if the 82 makes a move, the 27 will most definitely go with them.
Yeah, and it's nothing against the driving of Eric Thornton. He's absolutely a great driver. It's just that he's kind of new to this particular league. And these guys that know each other will tend to work together. I mean, I know that's the way it is in the leagues that we race in as well. You tend to run with the folks you know. And the folks what they're going to do, almost what they're thinking sometimes. And then sometimes you're at the end of the races, you're asking what the hell they're thinking. But yes,
so
the 82 went low on the 88. The 88 comes down on him.
And the 88's around.
Now that's tough. Yikes. There's a caution flag.
You see the 82 getting tight, and the 88 was coming back down the racetrack.
Yeah, so the at first, this happened a little bit before. The 82 gets inside of the 88. Gets a run to the inside. The 88 doesn't know he's there. Comes back down, hits the nose of the 82. The 82 gets tight off of the apron, comes up and gets back into the rear of the 88, and they both go up into the outside wall. Tough break for these guys. I mean, just tough hard racing is what I would call that. One of those racing incidents, as they say. It's both.
Yeah, I kind of missed that little incident prior on corner entry, but you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, and I think what it did was it pushed the 82 down to keep the wreck from happening initially. The 82 gets down and onto the apron, which causes him, when he gets back on track, to push up in the center of the turn and right back to the bumper. It definitely, I don't think it was payback or anything of that nature. That's really not the style for Larry Stubblefield.
Yeah, I think that's just hard racing here at the end.
Absolutely.
End of the race, these cars are getting tight on a little bit older tires. So, but this is going to shake it all up. We're going to probably get a restart here with about maybe 7 or 8 to go. Curtis Sobrin going to be your leader. Benny Campbell, who hates restrictor plate racing, is going to roll off in P2.
Hey, Dave, don't look now, but look back in the 6th position, bud.
P6
this
is
young
Tyler
man.
Nelson. Can he do this again?
This young man was 2 laps down earlier. He is now, just like at Daytona, he is now right back up in the thick of things. And the reason we make such a big deal about the folks is this is hard to do. I mean, these guys are sitting in a cockpit, you know, or in a chair, at a desk, or whatever. Some have full-fledged cockpits with steering wheels that have feedback in it and forces against their hands. Some of them such strong forces that it can literally rip your thumbs off or break your thumbs if you wreck out or whatever. And you're basically driving a car. You have pedals and a clutch and gas pedals and shifters and the whole nine. And he's only been doing this for a few months. Whereas many of the drivers in this league have been doing this for years now. So good on him. This young man is really making a name for himself. Now you've got both AutoServ cars lined up, father and son. May be able to make something happen on this outside line with that 27. The gentleman who doesn't like this type of racing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speak too much of Tyler and maybe jinx him in any way, but coming off a P2 finish at Daytona, and he finds himself right in the thick of it here at Atlanta.
You know, however it works out for this young man. Oh, they're wrecking back here. I am not sure what just happened. But we have Greg Barnett and Michael Bovair had a little issue. We're going to go back out front. The caution, the lights are still on the pace car.
Yeah, it looks like they extended it because of whatever was going on here.
Let's go back and take a look real quick and see what happened.
Doesn't look like they crashed. They just kind of stopped on the track. I don't think they knew what position they were waiting for a car is what it was. They didn't know what position they needed to be in.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay. Good. No torn up race cars. That's the good thing. They'll get it sorted out, get everybody back. We have 8 laps to go. The pace car is diving off. The 6 will be your control car.
Yeah, restarting with 7 to go.
Oh, wow. Why did I see 6? Huh. Now 7. Yep. All right. Outside
Good jump
line
there
really
for the
broke
Curtis.
up. Everybody kind of broke up on that. That was a very strange restart. The 75 really didn't get going. The 85 didn't get going. And the 2 really didn't get going.
Yeah, Eric Thornton finds himself back into the 6th position.
Yeah, he's now moving to the outside behind James Nelson. And Benny is
Aronio
the 2
up the
shoots up
track.
the track. 27 of Benny Campbell making his way out to the lead. He drops to the inside. 75 goes to his outside. Oh, Benny nope.
Ooh, tight quarters there.
Yes, 75 pulls down. The 88 has no room to get down. Hung out on the outside. He has the 53 coming. That's the 53 of James Bowden. Now the 88's going to try to squeeze down in front of the 2. Your leader is 27 of Benny Campbell. The 6 tried to go to the outside there. Lost that position to the 88. Five laps to go in the AutoServ 156 from Atlanta. It's going to be a nail biter. The 6 is dropping like a rock on that outside lane. He's now got a little help coming by the 85, but the 85's pushing tight. So unable to stay in line there is Tyler Nelson.
Yeah, the question is who will go with the 88? You know he's going to make a move here.
Yeah, and when will he make his move? You see the 3 going down below the line there. They may not make it back without another caution, Dave. The racing has picked up. 38's in the outside line. 6 is going to jump out there and go with him. See if they can get something moving around this 53. Back out front, it's Benny Campbell, followed by James Nelson in that AutoServ 75. 3 laps to go. Tyrone Yo looking for his best finish of the season, the second race, so hoping to capitalize on a win here with the 3 of Smokey Robinson back up in the picture now, running in the 5th position. 75 pushed up just a little bit. 88 gets to his rear bumper. Should have a really good run on this 27 if he decides to use it.
2 to go.
So I wonder if he was testing the backup. The backup to
like
that 75. I mean, the
Ben
75
Campbell
backup to that 88.
blinking just a little bit, but we're on 2 to go. Ben Campbell's still your leader. Who's going to make a move and when?
Oh, the 88
you
moves
got
to
the
the inside of the
88 look to
75.
the bottom.
75 throws that aggressive block. If we make it back before the caution, folks, then we are done with this race. It will run to the start finish. So 75 gets a really good run on the 27, doesn't take it. 1 to go, final lap, right here from Atlanta Motor Speedway in the AutoServ 156. We're going to stay with this front group for now. So we see the 3 trying to work to the outside of the 2, not happening.
75 is going to get a run right here down the back. Is he going to make a move? He does.
He goes high. The 88 stays low. The 27 goes up, blocks him. No way. 88 goes high. Gets to the back of Ben Campbell.
Wrecking behind.
To the line.
Your winner's going to be
the 88
Eric Thornton
of
the
Eric
88.
Thornton getting it done, followed by Benny Campbell and Smokey Robinson pulling in the 3rd position.
Oh, boy.
Yikes. Yikes. Ay, 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 ay.
Smokey Robinson, after that little scuffle earlier,
Yeah.
comes home in the 3rd position.
Absolutely, man. Listen, folks, I hope you enjoyed that finish. Don't go anywhere. We are going to get Smokey Robinson, Ben Campbell, and Eric Thornton up here in the booth. Let's go ahead and get Smokey up here and see how his race went.
All right, I'll go grab.
After starting P2 tonight, I believe. Outside row.
Hey, Smokey, the Dave's in the booth. You get us?
Yes.
Hey, man. Hey, great run to come back and finish in 3rd after that little incident a little bit earlier on there. How was it tonight? A little crazy?
I was having a pretty good night. Finished 2nd and 3rd in the first 2 stages. And if it wasn't for that damage I still had, I probably could have had more at the end.
Yeah, man. You know, we talked about this a little bit on the stream. It looks like, the blocks were getting kind of wild, which they always do, just like at Daytona, right? I think you were leading out of turn 4 in a bad block. Kind of cost you a really good finish there, possibly a win.
Cost me a win.
Yeah, and we saw that kind of same thing happen here with about maybe 20 to go, 20-something to go. And did you think it was pretty much done at that point, or was it just let's get this thing repaired? Did you have a fast repair, or did you?
I did not end up. I ended up leaving my fast repair unchecked, and I was going to take it down pit road if it was too much damage, but it was still under 2 minutes of damage, so I got it fixed up as much as possible I could, and
well, heck yeah, man.
left
Listen,
it to fate.
this was a great race for you as far as the stage points and the finish that you come out with. This is really, really going to boost you up the points standings there. The floor is yours, man. Anybody you want to shout out or say hello to or whatever, the floor is yours.
I shout out to my family, my friends, and I just joined them yesterday. My esports team, Full Send Racing Esports. They signed me last night.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Well, listen, congratulations again, man. We're going to send you back to celebrate with your friends. And it was good talking to you. And hopefully we can talk to you next week at Las Vegas.
Yep, you too.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Oh, right. That was 3rd place finisher Gregory Robinson. Smokey Robinson in that number 3 Chevy. Next up, we're going to talk with Benny Campbell, see how Benny's race went, what he thought of this race, and let's see if we can get him in here, Dave.
Ben Campbell, Dave's in the booth. You got us?
Yep, I got you.
Hey, man, great run. Finished P2. For someone who doesn't like this type of racing, you did a hell of a job tonight.
I appreciate it. I'm a little upset with myself. I threw a terrible block there at the end on James. It cost him a good run. He's a little unhappy with me, but I mean, the one time the whole race I threw a crappy block, and I'm the one to get yelled at. But
Yeah, you know that'll happen from time to time, Ben. Man, you don't like this type of racing. I've heard you say it several times, but I've also seen you finish up in the front quite a bit too. Do you like it anymore after this race?
the only plate track I really care for is Atlanta, and I don't like it because I'm not good at throwing the crappy blocks at a place like this or throwing blocks. I always misjudge it, like I did on James, and then I run to the back of Curtis and Larry when Larry had to check up for the 48, and then I run to the back of Curtis and pushed Curtis into Larry, so that wasn't fun either.
Yeah, I mean,
But
sometimes tempers tend to fly in this type of racing, man. It all works itself out in the wash. It won't be another 5 or 6 weeks. We'll be in Martinsville, or actually, you'll be in Bristol before then. So
yep.
there'll be some beating and banging going on there. But yeah, man, congratulations on a P2. Anybody you want to shout out to, the floor is yours.
I want to shout out to all the people that we raced with. They're all pretty good people. Everything. QFRL and AARL for putting on a good race, and the AutoServ sponsor.
Absolutely, man. Well, listen, good race. Hopefully, we're talking to you next week after Vegas. Congratulations on a P2. We'll send you back to celebrate or chat with the guys who are upset or not upset or whatever. But man, you did it, P2.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yep. That was Benny Campbell in the number 27 Ford.
Unfortunately, it looks like Eric Thornton has left. At least I'm not seeing him.
I'm not seeing him either. No, looks like maybe he had somewhere to be. But your winner tonight was Eric Thornton. We did speak with him earlier after winning stage 1. He was the stage 1 winner. Finished P2, I believe, in stage 2, and managed to get that last corner pass there to win this thing and bring it home for the AutoServ 156 from Atlanta. Let's go ahead and bring up a full field rundown for the folks at home. See if we can get that up for you. All right, your race winner tonight, as we've already said, was Eric Thornton for Redline Motorsports. Benjamin Campbell was second. Gregory Robinson third. Tyrone Yo with a 4th place finish. I'm sure he's pretty happy about that. Tyrone, we've been talking about Tyrone. We talk about him, it seems like, with the All-American Racing League. We talk about him with QFRL. The dude is getting better and better and better, and congratulations on a P4 for him. Looks like Rada comes home with top 5 after a long-fought night. We watched that 89 go back and forth through this field all night long. Greg Barnett, our pole sitter, manages to rebound to a 6th place finish after getting caught up in some other stuff going on there and for Team Fuck You OG. Michael Bovair for the Privateer Racing finishes 7th. Wow, Bovair had some issues and still brought home a P7. That's pretty good. Curtis Salburn 8th. Tyler Nelson 9th. James Bowden in 10th.
11th is going to go to James Nelson, unfortunately, with how that finished for him. I know he wasn't too happy, but 11th place for him. Larry Stubblefield with an unfortunate ending to that race as well. Will come home 12th. Mark Holyfield will come on 13th. 14th goes to Michael Boone. 15th will be Zulu. 16th goes to Nathan Christensen. 17th, Tommy Osborne, and rounding out your field in 18th is Sean Horlander.
19th is Leonardo Elijah, and 20th was Michael Kerjelak. So, Dave.
Sorry, I missed that page.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Yeah, you got to scroll down sometimes to get to those, but we got it on screen there. No worries. But yeah, for the Quick Finishers Racing League here at Atlanta, the AutoServ 156 did not disappoint. There was great racing throughout this entire field, throughout the entire race, really. They got them single file for a little while. They got bored with that, so they're like, all right, let's go race for a while. Let's race to the stage ends. Man, I think it was exciting, and it came down to the wire for a win. And again, there's going to be some hurt feelings. These things we talked about it earlier in the race, Dave. The timing on blocks is so tough to do because the runs are so big in these cars that you don't really realize how much that car on the outside line or in the other lane, how much speed they're really carrying. And a lot of times it could be 8 to 10 miles an hour difference. And if you misjudge that by a fraction of a second, you have some of what we saw here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's typical, restrictor plat. Right. Sorry about that. Words seem to have left me. But restrictor plate racing, a lot of blocks, especially late in the race. And typically, a lot of those blocks go bad, and we saw a few of those here tonight near the end. It's just kind of part of that. I hate to say it's part of this type of racing, but it is, unfortunately. And sometimes they go your way, and sometimes they don't. Having hurt feelings is nothing new to any form of racing. It can happen at any track, any week. So they'll move on. They'll get over it. They'll work it out, talk it out, and move on to Vegas.
Yeah, and I would say that's already happening, and I'd say they're already kind of working that stuff out. This thing happens, but, even though this is a simulation, this is real racing for us guys that are in the seats, and it's an absolute blast. We have a lot of fun doing it, and you put a lot of time into practicing and getting, mastering your craft and getting better at it. So things happen from time to time. That's just is what it is. These guys will settle it out. But just so you folks know that are still hanging here with us, Sunday, yes, 2 days from now, we will be running at COTA for the All-American Racing League right here on SimWorld Racing Network. I believe I'll be in the booth alone for that one, as Dave's going to be busy with some other things. But I'll do my best to bring the race to you in the best quality that I can, which. Yeah, we'll be all right there. And then on Tuesday, the Cup Series usually runs on Tuesdays for All-American Racing League has an off week, so we will not be racing or broadcasting for Tuesday night. Next Friday, we'll be right back here with the Quick Finishers Racing League. Same time, same wonderful channel, SimWorld Racing Network. We're going to bring you the race from Vegas. So get your dice out, get your bets placed. Let's get this thing done. Should be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to Vegas. So I don't know, any final thoughts, Dave?
No, it's what I kind of expected here at Atlanta. Looking forward to getting into Vegas. A little bit of draft, not like this, but a little bit of draft early on at Vegas keeps the pack fairly tight. You won't see the side-by-side for as long as you do at tracks like this in Daytona, but what I like to call a more normal mile and a half. But yeah, they'll be placing their bets out there a week from today.
Absolutely. So for Dave and Dave here in the booth, this was the SimWorld Racing Network. This was the Quick Finishers Racing League's Cup Series, AutoServ 156 from Atlanta. Thank you for hanging out with us, and we will catch you next time.